Hi students, welcome to our channel Physics Concepts by Ali sir. In today's session, now we discuss about graphs in simple harmonic motion. Basically, three graphs are there. That is displacement time graph, velocity time graph, acceleration time graph. Those three graphs now let's discuss. Based on this one, every year one question is coming in the competition like JEE, NEET and EAMCET. So let's discuss about that one. So first of all, now before going to learn about the graphs in SHM, now let us take first of all, so ST graph, displacement time graph. Then what is that displacement for this displacement time graph? Now first of all, now let us see what is the expression for displacement. So that is y is equal to a sine omega t. This is an expression for the displacement. Now let us take this one on x-axis time. Now let us take on y-axis x. Now let us take. First of all, the situation t is equal to, now let us start with 0. That time y is equal to a sine omega t. So y is equal to a sine omega into 0. So that is equal to 0. So here the particle starts from a mean position O. Now in the second situation, now let us start with t is equal to t by 4. In such case, y is equal to a sine omega in sense that is 2 pi by t. So 2 pi by t into, for this one t by 4, now let us take. So t by 4 and t get cancelled, 2 into 2, ultimately a sine pi by 2. So that is equal to sine pi by 2 1, so a. So the particle will starts moving towards here. Now let us consider this is a and here is t value is equal to t by 2, t by 4, sorry for that. Next one, now let us take t is equal to t by 2, then y is equal to a sine 2 pi by t into t by 2. So here t get cancelled, 2 to get cancelled, that is equal to a sine pi. So that is equal to 0. So the particle starts moving towards this side, and here t is equal to t by 2. So next, now let us take this one at t is equal to 3t by 4. Now let us take, then what we are adding? 0 plus t by 4 plus for this t by 4, t by 4, t by 4. So now let us add t by 2 plus t by 4. That is equal to 2t plus t by 4 in sense that is 3t by 4. So now let us assume that t is equal to 3t by 4. Then y is equal to a sine 2 pi by t into 3t by 4. And so t get cancelled, 2 and so that is equal to, then what will get, a sine 3 pi by 2, that gives minus a. And so the particle, the graph will turns towards like this, and so then we can consider this is a minus a. So this is a minus a we can consider, and afterwards now let's go the next one, that is if the particle is equal to, this time now what we can take, t is equal to, that will be t. Then in such case y is equal to a sine 2 pi by t into t. t get cancelled, that is equal to a sine 2 pi means again we will get 0, and so the particle will starts towards like this. And at here then how much is that, t is equal to t 3t by 4 and t is equal to t. In this way just we can take this is the graph for ST graph. So for this one, for ST graph we have to take y is equal to the expression. From that the values we have to start from 0 to 0, t by 4, t by 2, 3t by 4 and t we can consider. So this is about the graph for the displacement time graph. Next, now let us take for velocity time graph. So once if we supposed to take velocity time graph, then what expression we have to take is the expression what we can take, v is equal to a omega sine omega t. sorry, cos omega t we can take. So velocity time graph, this is velocity time graph we can take. For this one what we have to take, v is equal to a omega cos omega t we can take. So this one again, now let us consider, and here this side is t we can take, this side is velocity of course, then omega t we will consider, we will see that one. So first of all let us start with 0. Then this expression v is equal to a sin omega into 0. So this one is a cos, no? So that is a cos omega t. So a into cos 0 1, so that is equal to a omega there, and so this will becomes a omega, ultimately a omega, means that is starting from the here. This is a omega what we can take, because value we got v is equal to a omega. Next we can take t is equal to t by 4, then v is equal to a omega cos 2 pi by t into t by 4. T get cancel, 2 to get cancel, that is equal to a omega cos pi by 2. So this part becomes 0. So this becoming at here is 0. At here t is equal to 0, at t is equal to t by 4. Next now let us take t is equal to t by 2, v is equal to a omega cos 2 pi by t into t by 2. T get cancelled, 2 to get cancelled, that becomes a omega minus cos pi is equal to cos pi, cos of 90 plus 90, cos 90. So this one we can consider cos pi by 2 plus pi by 2, then we can take minus sin pi by 2, that is equal to minus 1. So minus a omega will come, so it starts traveling towards this side, and so here we can consider this is minus a omega. Next one we can consider about this one, that is okay, so minus a omega. Now let us go with the next one, that is equal to t is equal to 3t by 4. V is equal to a omega cos 2 pi by t into 3t by 4. T get cancelled, 2 to get cancelled, that is equal to a omega cos 3 pi by 2. The same expression if we suppose to do, then we will get a value that is equal to 0. So at this 0, at this t is equal to 3t by 4. Now let us take t is equal to t, then v is equal to a omega cos 2 pi by t into t. T get cancelled, so that is equal to, then what will be left, a omega cos into 2 pi. Cos 2 pi is equal to, then a omega will get, so positive. Cos 2 pi is equal to, then we will get the value a omega, and so that a omega will comes like this. So this is t is equal to t. In this way we can get the graph for velocity time graph will comes in this direction. Again if we continue like that, next time we will take t plus t by 4, then again the graph will continue like this. That is about velocity time graph. Now let us take with the acceleration time graph. Acceleration time graph. What formula we have for acceleration? That is equal to, acceleration is equal to minus a omega square sin omega t. This is the formula what we have for acceleration, minus a omega square sin a omega square sin omega t. Now let us apply even for this one also same. So the first one, now let us take this one also, here is and t, and acceleration we can take here. Now first of all let us apply t is equal to 0, then acceleration is equal to minus a omega square sin 0. So that is a sin omega t, a omega square sin omega t. So then first of all the half particle a is equal to, that becomes 0. So the particle will start from here. Here the particle starts from omega t at t is equal to 0. But here the particle starts from here. Next now let us take t is equal to t by 4. Then a is equal to minus a omega square sin omega 2 pi by t into t by 4. So t get cancelled, 2, that is equal to minus a omega square sin pi by 2. This part is equal to 1, sin 91 no? So that is equal to minus a omega square. Means the particle starts moving downwards. So here is the particle, then here we can consider this is equal to minus a omega square. Next now if we suppose to take minus a omega square, the same we can take even a t is equal to t by 4 we have completed. So this one we will use here. Then what graph we will get? Now let us see. So for this one t is equal to t by 2 again. Now let us take the same formula we can use. So that is acceleration is equal to minus a omega square sin 2 pi by t into t by 2 this time. So at t is equal to how much this is? T by 4. Now let us take that is then this t get cancelled 2, that is equal to minus a omega square sin pi. Sin pi is equal to 0. So this becomes 0. So the particle will start traveling towards this side. At here t is equal to how much is that? T by 2. Now let us take a is equal to minus a omega square sin 2 pi by t into, then what we can take? 3t by 4. So here is a t and t get cancelled, 2. What will be left? A is equal to minus a omega square sin pi by 2. So sin pi by 2 is equal to 1. So this entire part becomes so sin pi by 2. So that is equal to minus a omega square, t is equal to 3t by 4. So this should be 3t by 4. 3 and t get cancelled, 2. This 3 is there, 3 pi by 2. So sin 3 pi by 2 is equal to plus will get. So then you will get a omega square. So the particle starts moving this side. So here is then this side we will get the plus a omega square. So this is at t is equal to 3t by 4. The last one we can take t is equal to t. Then we will get the equation in this situation. So here is a is equal to minus a omega square sin 2 pi by t into 3t by, this time we are taking just a t only, and so t get cancelled. So that is equal to a omega square sin 2 pi, that is equal to 0. So the particle again starts from here. And so at here how much is that? T is equal to t. So these are the different graphs we can take. So how we are getting the graphs in then 3 graphs are there: ST graph, VT graph and AT graph. ST graph is starting from the origin, it makes right from here, but VT graph starts from here, AT graph from the downwards. I hope that this session is helpful for you. Please support me, Nana. Wish you all the best.